Dynamics 365 Field Service, Features, Implementation, and ROI Guide. So, Dynamics 365 Implementation Partner. It's something a lot of people ask about, and today we're going to walk through it step by step. Let's talk about moving on to what is Dynamics 365 and which module do you actually need. Microsoft's Dynamics 365 is a suite of cloud-based business applications spanning CRM, ERP, field service, finance, and supply chain. The challenge isn't that it's hard to use. It's that the portfolio is large enough that teams often license the wrong product for their situation. Hey race, the practical breakdown. This is the question we get most often. D365 Business Central is designed for SMBs with 10 to 300 users and covers financials, purchasing, inventory, and basic manufacturing. It's fast to implement and significantly cheaper than the enterprise alternative. Let's talk about now, how much does Dynamics 365 implementation cost? CRM implementation cost varies more than most vendors admit. Hey race, what you should actually budget. Business Central. Dynamics 365 Sales/Customer Service. Now, how long does D365 implementation take? Dynamics 365 implementation typically takes 3 to 18 months depending on modules, users, and customization complexity. Hey race, how that breaks down in practice. According to Microsoft's Dynamics 365 implementation guide, scope creep and under-resourced change management account for the majority of delays. The technology rarely fails. The process around it does. The most common delay trigger we see, the steering committee approves a go-live date before the data migration scope is fully understood. Data cleansing alone can take 4 to 8 weeks on a project scoped at 2 weeks. Lock down your data migration approach in week 1 of the project, not week 8. Let's talk about next up, what Dynamics 365 Field Service actually does. Dynamics 365 Field Service manages the full lifecycle of on-site service delivery, from the moment a customer reports an issue to technician dispatch, work completion, and billing. The platform includes Field Service works best as part of a broader Dynamics 365 CRM implementation. When connected to D365 Customer Service, technicians see full case history before arriving on site. Connected to Business Central or D365 Finance and Operations, work orders automatically generate invoices. Connected to Power Automate workflows, you can trigger SLA alerts, escalations, and customer notifications without writing custom code. Healthcare equipment, HVAC, utilities, telecoms, and industrial manufacturing are the heaviest users. These industries share a common problem: service failures are expensive and technician time is the primary cost driver. Field services scheduling optimization alone typically reduces drive time by 20 to 30%, which translates directly to either more completed jobs per day or lower overtime costs. Let's talk about Dynamics 365 customization, what to change and what to leave alone. This is where implementation partners earn their fee. Dynamics 365 customization breaks into 2 categories with very different risk profiles. Configuration. Code-level customization. Next up, Dynamics 365 versus Salesforce, an honest comparison for Microsoft shops. The Dynamics 365 versus Salesforce decision usually comes down to one question: how deep is your Microsoft investment? If you run Azure, Microsoft 365, Teams, and Power BI, D365 connects to all of them natively. You're not paying for middleware, and your users already know the interface. Specific D365 advantages. Salesforce has a larger third-party ISV ecosystem, a deeper global talent pool, and a more mature CPQ product. For industries where Salesforce has spent 20 years building vertical solutions, the rebuild cost is hard to justify. Next up, how to choose a Dynamics 365 implementation partner. Q Services is a Microsoft certified solutions partner for Dynamics 365 with 500-plus projects delivered since 2014. But certification alone doesn't tell you whether a partner is right for your industry or project complexity. Here are the 5 criteria that actually predict project success. Microsoft's current partner program awards 5 solution partner designations. For Dynamics 365, look for the Business Applications designation at the solutions partner level. This requires passing capability assessments and maintaining active customer success metrics, not just passing a sales exam. An authorized reseller without the Solutions Partner badge has cleared a much lower bar. A partner who has implemented D365 for 10 manufacturing companies understands industry-specific requirements that a generalist will discover during your project. Ask specifically, show me 3 implementations in our industry completed in the last 24 months with references I can call. Let's talk about now, Dynamics 365 for small business. Is it the right fit? Dynamics 365 for small business makes sense in specific situations, not as a blanket recommendation. Business Central at $70-100/user/month becomes economical at around 10 to 15 users when you factor in the cost it replaces. QuickBooks are zero plus a separate inventory system plus a separate reporting tool plus the manual hours spent reconciling all 3. The break-even math: if your team spends 20 or more hours per week on manual reconciliation, data re-entry, or building reports from disconnected systems, Business Central typically pays for itself within 12 to 18 months. Below that threshold, it's likely over-engineering for your current scale. For companies with 10 to 50 employees considering their first cloud ERP, the Dynamics 365 migration services path from accounting software usually runs 3 to 4 months with a fixed-price partner engagement. The risk is low when scope is controlled and data migration expectations are set honestly from the start. Next up, moving on to ROI benchmarks, what to expect from a D365 deployment. According to a Forrester Total Economic Impact study commissioned by Microsoft, organizations deploying D365 Business Central see 240% ROI over 3 years and a 25% reduction in finance team time spent on manual processes. Monthly close cycles improve by roughly 50% for teams migrating from spreadsheet-heavy processes. Field service deployments specifically show. These numbers assume a clean implementation with proper change management and end-user training. Implementations that skip training or try to lift and shift old processes into new software consistently underperform these benchmarks. The technology is rarely the limiting factor. Now, let's talk about conclusion. Dynamics 365 covers more business scenarios than any competing platform, but that breadth makes partner selection and scoping more important, not less. The right Dynamics 365 implementation partner shapes your module selection, keeps CRM implementation cost predictable, designs your Dynamics 365 customization approach to minimize upgrade debt, and builds a post-go-live support relationship that compounds value over time. Whether you're evaluating Dynamics 365 versus Salesforce, planning Dynamics 365 migration services from legacy software, or deciding whether Business Central fits your company size, the decisions made in the first 8 weeks determine 80% of the outcome. Start with a scope discovery engagement before committing to a full statement of work. Choose a partner with verifiable industry references, and be honest about your data quality before setting a go-live date. For a detailed look at how Q Services structures Dynamics 365 engagements, including fixed-price delivery options for Business Central and our enterprise F&O practice, see our Dynamics 365 Consulting Services overview.